We're here with Scott Valline. And Scott, you are a big Twin Peaks fan. You've been here to the fest how many years now?
This would be my second one, yeah.
Your second one? Okay, great. And I know the other night you actually have really been participating in a lot of the events this year. And for example, there was a costume contest. Could you tell us a little bit about what character you represented?
I was with two friends. I was Wyndham Earl as the log lady, and we kind of had a little fight over my other friend dressed as the log. My other friend was dressed as the normal log lady.
Okay. Awesome.
There's not a lot of places you can go where you meet people you know have admiration for, and then you can dress and drag for them too.
And you're right there in front of them, looking at their reactions. What was it like to see Ray Wise, Cheryl Lee, all those folks looking at you, and how did they react?
Well, I just had to go off of what other people said because the glasses I was wearing were actually prescription. So one of the lenses was like super powerful, and I just like I couldn't see anything. I was seeing double, and
Okay.
so I had to rely on other people to be like, the looks on their faces were pretty good, though, from what I heard.
Awesome. Very cool. And Scott, you're also an artist, and I know one of the things I witnessed is just the fans here have been very receptive to your work and coming up and buying some of the prints that you've done, and having some of the stars sign your work. Tell us a little bit about what inspired you to portray Twin Peaks through your artistry.
Well, I think it was it was about 2 years ago. I was talking to Michael J. Anderson over on Facebook, and I just one day decided I was gonna do a drawing of him, and I put it on there, and he really dug it. He's like, "You should take this to the festival." And at that time, I only had the one, so started doing more. And before I knew it, I had a set of 6 of them, and I brought them out, and people really loved it. And just the reception I got, really inspired me. So I ended up doing another 13 this year. So just something that's going to be, continuing. I don't see myself not going to the festival ever again. I'm going to try to make it to as many as I can.
That's a great sort of testimonial about the influence that the fest has had on your sort of personal or artistic development.
Mm-hmm.
That's really huge.
Definitely.
What's it like to, as an artist, to do a piece of work, a caricature of an actor or actress, and then be able to actually meet them in person and have them autograph the piece that you did of them? And how do they react to that?
It's a little too much to even think about after it happens. It takes like a week or so for it to settle in. But when I was drawing the Screaming Laura drawing, I never thought that I'd actually be sitting next to her and having her looking at it and stuff.
Yeah.
It's mind blowing, and it really fuels you to keep doing it.
Yeah. Scott, another question for you is, I'm asking everybody today, essentially, what's your Twin Peaks story? In other words, how did you get into Twin Peaks, and how did it inspire you to be a fan like you are today?
Well, I remember little bits and pieces of the show when I was growing up. I was really little when the show was on TV, and so I remember watching it. But then later on, when I was in high school, I got into the show, and seeing it again, it was like I was having deja vu. Like, how do I remember this guy in a blue jean jacket and gray hair? Like, it's just the images get burned into your head, and it comes back later. So I don't know, that it's just been something I've been into for a long time.
Yeah. And then it continued to inspire your artistic development, and here you are today. So wonderful. All right. One last question for you. Here, at by Wind River, we're here hanging out with some of the celebrities. What are some of the highlights for you in terms of some of the actors or actresses you had the pleasure of meeting this year?
Well, it came as a big shock that I was called over to talk to them before the dinner, after they had dinner, and I was just sitting there, and they came up, and Rob came up to me and was like, "Oh, they saw your poster, and they want you to come over and talk." And after I went outside and had a few heart attacks, I got my composure back and went back in there and talked to them. But that kind of stuff is always it's something unexpected.
Yeah.
You don't expect to talk to them and see that kind of stuff. I mean,
And show off your work. All right.
Yeah.
Here we actually have a picture of Ronette. Tell us a little bit about this one.
Well, what I do is I'll be watching the show, and something will pop up, and I'll be like, that would make a really good portrait, and then I'll take a bunch of screenshots and try to get the right second where you get the right amount of emotion. Like, this is just when her eyes open up when she sees the angel, and it's just, I don't know, it's something that sticks in your brain. Once you see it, that's the one that you got to do. And
Definitely.
So.
All right, all right. Well, any other personal favorites from your portfolio of other ones that you've really enjoyed?
I think that people really like the Cooper one a lot. It's one of my favorites too. Yeah.
So one of these years, when Kyle McLaughlin comes to this event, you'll be ready to have him sign that.
Yeah, I
Okay.
got the original waiting for him if he makes it out.
Okay.